Today, new shocking allegations coming from her father, who says she was poisoned.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today, we're looking at stars whose tragic deaths remain shrouded by unanswered questions and suspicious circumstances.
Was Tupac the victim of a rival gang hit? Without witness cooperation, Peterson has no way of knowing. But even without witness testimony, something doesn't add up.
Liam Payne.
Liam Payne Snapchatting, his girlfriend TikToking as they party their way through Argentina. These idyllic days quickly turning to unimaginable tragedy.
The shocking 2024 death of former One Direction singer Liam Payne remains steeped in mystery, with numerous unanswered questions surrounding his fatal fall from a hotel balcony in Buenos Aires.
Investigators say it appears the singer jumped from his balcony. They're investigating whether it was intentional.
While ruled an accident possibly fueled by illegal substances, conflicting accounts and emerging details have cast some doubt on that narrative. Witnesses disagree on Liam's behavior before the fall. Some say he was agitated, while others describe him as upbeat. His hotel room was found in disarray, and many think he was unconscious at the time.
A 911 call obtained by Telemundo from local media, a hotel staff member asks for police to respond to an intoxicated guest who was tearing up his room.
Delays in contacting authorities and gaps in the timeline have only deepened suspicion for fans of the young singer. Jack Nance. Best known for his work with director David Lynch, including the surreal cult classic Eraserhead, it's said Jack Nance lived a life as unusual as the roles he portrayed.
My dog barks some.
In 1996, Nance was found dead with a blunt force injury to the head. The cause of death? A subdural hematoma, reportedly from a fight outside a donut shop the day before. Nance had told friends about the altercation, but police were never able to identify who he fought with or if the incident was truly random. Some speculate that Jack may have actually been targeted. While officially ruled accidental, his death still feels like a scene from a Lynchian mystery.
Catherine, please. Shorty, tell the boys to pull the plug.
Christa Helm. Christa Helm was a rising actress in the 1970s who lived fast, partied hard, and kept a detailed diary of her celebrity lovers, the likes of Warren Beatty, Mick Jagger, and high-ranking political figures. Shockingly, in 1977, Helm was brutally stabbed and bludgeoned outside a friend's home in West Hollywood.
Christa's body was found in the early hours of February 12th. She was in West Hollywood, as after the party she'd gone to see a friend, Sandy Smith, a music agent who had been invited to the party but had declined to attend because he was tired and wanted an early night.
Her murder remains unsolved to this day, and the case has only grown more mysterious over time. Many believe Helm's death was targeted, especially after her purse, which was said to have contained her diary and tape recordings, vanished following the murder.
Christa's handbag was missing from the scene. This led to speculation that whoever had killed her had been after her now infamous diary, which she reportedly kept in her possession at all times.
And while the LAPD has revisited the case over the years, no arrests have ever been made. Nancy Spungen. The turbulent relationship between punk icons Sid Vicious and Nancy Spungen ended in tragedy when Nancy was found dead in a bathroom at New York's Chelsea Hotel in 1978. The results of a stabbing. Sid of Sex Pistols fame was arrested, suspected of her murder. However, he died of an overdose before the case went to trial.
In the days after Nancy's death, Sid was racked with guilt over what he might have done and sliding into a deep depression.
This left numerous unanswered questions, with many believing Sid was innocent. The absence of a trial, coupled with conflicting witness statements, has left the true circumstances of her death a mystery that may never be solved. In the years since, Nancy's murder has become nothing short of punk rock folklore.
Sid claimed to have no idea whether he killed Nancy or not. From that moment, Sid spiraled into depression. Not knowing whether he murdered his girlfriend would haunt him for the rest of his short life.
William Desmond Taylor. This silent film director's 1922 murder was one of Hollywood's first major scandals. You see, Taylor was shot in the back in his Los Angeles bungalow, and the case quickly developed into a media frenzy involving studio cover-ups, secret identities, and multiple suspects, including actress Mary Miles Minter and Mabel Normand.
And who had done it? Inquiring minds wanted to know. There was considerable speculation by the press. Much was being made of certain scandalous items that had been found in Taylor's bungalow.
And despite an extensive investigation, no one was ever charged. To this day, several theories persist. Was it a jilted lover, a jealous studio head, or perhaps his valet who was known to steal from him?
Suspicion immediately fell on his former valet, Edward Sands.
He was an employee of Taylor's, and he worked as a cook, a valet, and secretary. Kind of an all-around man. He did a little bit of everything for Taylor.
There's no wonder his murder remains one of Tinseltown's most enduring cold cases. Bruiser Brody. Professional wrestler Bruiser Brody was known for his wild persona and hard-hitting style inside the squared circle.
When he went down to the ring, people moved out of the way.
Tragically, the larger-than-life performer was stabbed and killed backstage at a Puerto Rico wrestling show in 1988, and the circumstances are still hotly debated. The man who killed him was fellow wrestler Jose Gonzalez.
Brody was halfway hunched over. I thought Jose punched him.
He claimed self-defense and was acquitted after an oddly rushed trial.
In order to have a trial, they let him go for self-defense.
However, several key witnesses, including American wrestlers, weren't able to testify because they never received subpoenas, having already left the country. To this day, many believe Brody was intentionally ambushed and the truth was buried due to both politics and fear. Kurt Cobain.
I'm so happy, 'cause today I found my friends in my head.
When Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain was found dead in his Seattle home in April 1994 from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, the world mourned a voice of a generation.
It was a totally empty room, no furniture, just Kurt's body lying on the floor. There was a shotgun lying on his chest.
But from the very beginning, there were questions. Cobain had various illicit substances in his system at the time, and some questioned whether he would have had the motor skills to operate the weapon. Others pointed to inconsistencies in the note he left behind. While officials ruled out foul play, conspiracy theories persist and are fueled by documentaries like Soaked in Bleach.
I cannot think of a case in which I have had someone inject himself with a large amount of heroin and then proceed to kill himself. It just doesn't make sense.
For many, it's hard to accept that such a bright light could burn out so soon. Robert Johnson. The mysterious death of blues pioneer Robert Johnson in 1938 is perhaps as legendary as the man himself. Tragically, the truth behind his sudden death at the age of 27 is still unclear. Some say he was poisoned by a jealous husband. Others claim it was a sexually transmitted infection or even pneumonia that did him in. No official autopsy was ever performed, and his grave's exact location remains disputed. There also persists popular folklore that states Johnson sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads in exchange for his unparalleled musical talents. His legacy as a member of the so-called 27 Club only deepens the mystique surrounding his life and death.
Amen is like a prisoner, and is never satisfied.
Brittany Murphy.
Hollywood is mourning the loss of Brittany Murphy this morning. The 32-year-old actress died on Sunday from what officials say appear to be natural causes. An autopsy is planned reportedly against the wishes of her husband.
Vibrant actress Brittany Murphy was known for films like Uptown Girls and 8 Mile, but her sudden death in 2009 shocked Hollywood. At just 32, Murphy collapsed in her Los Angeles home and was later pronounced dead from pneumonia, anemia, and multiple intoxication from prescription medications.
She was laying on the gurney. It looked like she had died, and they were putting tubes in her throat and trying to resuscitate her with paddles. And then her husband was here just wandering around and in his pajama bottoms, just looking completely dazed and shocked.
The actress, just 32, was found in full cardiac arrest and transported to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center.
While the coroner ruled it accidental, many found the situation suspicious, especially after her husband, Simon Monjack, died of nearly identical causes just over 5 months later. Reports of mold in the home, erratic behavior in the weeks leading up to her death, and conflicting accounts from family members only fueled theories.
Read the reports on the toxicology reports, and everything sounds very, very, very more or less suspicious.
Many still believe something more sinister was at play.
I don't suspect anyone, actually. I do really, but I rather not speak about that. The question is, the fact is that she was poisoned and she was murdered, as far as I'm concerned.
Tupac Shakur.
Hit the studio, drop a jewel, hoping it peck. Live my life watching time fly. To live and die in LA.
On September 7th, 1996, rapper Tupac Shakur was the victim of a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas.
Unrolled the window, arm came out, opened fire, and just went rat-a-tat-tat. There were 13 shots fired.
He died 6 days later, and the case has remained unsolved ever since. Witnesses were uncooperative. Leads went cold and theories ran wild. Was it part of the East Coast-West Coast rivalry? Or did Tupac, as some fans insist, fake his death and disappear?
Everybody wants to grasp that this icon of music couldn't have gotten killed over just some stupid gang stuff. People don't want to accept, the obvious sometimes.
While a man named Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was arrested in 2023 and charged in connection to the killing, many still feel we haven't heard the whole truth. The same can be said for the murder of the notorious B.I.G., whose own drive-by shooting has fueled numerous theories and speculation about the motive and perpetrators.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine.
Casey Kasem.
That wraps up our special countdown to the top 10 songs of the year 1991, a prelude of some of the great songs to come in this still young decade.
The long and strange story of Casey Kasem's illness and death could take up an article all its own. The legendary radio personality was diagnosed with a serious illness in 2007 and eventually lost the ability to speak. A contentious back and forth between Kasem's wife Jean and the children would follow in the aftermath of this diagnosis. A conservatorship was eventually granted to Carrie Kasem, a daughter with previous wife Linda Myers.
We had 3 doctors come in and say, this is futile, your father's dying, his organs are shutting down, he can no longer digest food.
More arguments over visitation rights would follow. While the DJ's wife Jean moved Kasem from California to Washington State without any notification. Finally, the Kasem children sued Jean for wrongful death and elder abuse, later settling these suits. Jean waited 6 whole months to inter her husband's body in Oslo, Norway.
I'm going to bring my father back to the United States of America where he belongs.
Bobby Fuller. The rock and roll singer and songwriter will always be remembered for the versions of I Fought the Law he recorded with his group, the Bobby Fuller 4. However, he'll also be known for his mysterious death, the reasons for which continue to elude fans and authorities. Fuller was found unresponsive in his car back in 1966, with small hemorrhage marks along his face and body.
It was either a freak thing or somebody set him up with that phone call. I can't think of any other reason why somebody called him at 2 in the morning and he left.
Initial reports pointed to self-destruction as the cause of Fuller's death, yet conspiracies continue to abound as to whether or not this was true or a cover-up. Years after his death, the cause was changed to accident, suggesting there's more here than meets the eye.
He knew what his goals were, and I think nothing would have stopped him.
Barbara Colby.
I'm about to offer you a job. I'm doing this because I'm an expert on people's abilities. Now let me tell you something. You are virtually unemployable.
This relatively unknown but talented character actress made her most memorable impact on The Mary Tyler Moore Show, where she played a sex worker. Barbara Colby's realistic and down-to-earth approach to the role was a notable breath of fresh air when compared to the often exaggerated performances seen at the time.
I know you're probably not a bad kid, and this must be a very trying experience for you. But if you mention your toothbrush one more time, I'm going to spit up.
This perhaps spoke to Colby's dedication to improving her craft, as evidenced by her frequent visits to city acting classes. However, it was outside one of these very classes where Colby was gunned down in a shooting that's yet to be solved. Reports suggest that the actress didn't know her attackers, yet she also wasn't robbed. Could this have been a completely random incident, or was she targeted?
The dog's a lousy model.
Can't you get me a better one?
I tried, but Sybil Shepherd wouldn't wear a flea comb.
Dr. Haing S. Ngor.
I'm wanted, Sydney. I'm the guy who bring you over here. They accuse me and they arrest me.
How can they arrest you? You're already arrested.
This Cambodian physician wasn't a trained actor prior to his Academy Award-winning performance in 1984's The Killing Fields. Yet it was Dr. Haing S. Ngor's experience living under the real-life Khmer Rouge regime of Pol Pot that made his performance so compelling. Ngor was the first performer of Asian descent to win the Best Supporting Actor award, and he parlayed this experience into further acting gigs after escaping to the United States.
I said, before you do anything else, please give me a drink and then shot me. Enough.
Ngor also did humanitarian work in the aftermath of his success, yet he was tragically gunned down outside his home on February 25, 1996. Gang violence and robbery have both been offered up as reasons for Ngor's killing, while others believe that the actor was specifically targeted due to his political beliefs.
He took that Oscar almost like a weapon and said, okay, people want to see this Oscar, but you're also going to get to hear what I have to say about what's going on in Cambodia.
George Reeves.
Excuse me, Professor. I've got a date in outer space.
No, don't try it, Superman.
Maybe I can knock it off its course.
The 2006 film Hollywoodland remains a compelling look into the mysterious death of George Reeves, the first Superman. The actor's tenure as the Man of Steel back in the 1950s earned him love and acclaim, but it also limited his options. Rumors swirled around Reeves' supposed depression due to personal finances and lack of creative opportunities.
So the only answer is still Superman.
Yeah, nobody knows where he...
Look!
Reeves died of a gunshot wound on June 16, 1959, yet there was an argument as to whether or not the wound was self-inflicted. The crime scene investigation was messy as well, thanks to the handling of bullet and fingerprint evidence that could have potentially shifted Reeves' cause of death away from self-destruction. The fact that Reeves' demise occurred during a house party also resulted in conflicting statements from guests.
The bullet had passed through Reeves' skull and lodged in the ceiling above his bed. And strangely, the fatal shell casing was found underneath Reeves' body.
Bob Crane.
They'd never expect a surprise attack from 5 unarmed men. So right there, we've got the element of surprise going for us.
This star of the television hit Hogan's Heroes also received a film adaptation of his life and death in the form of 2002's Autofocus. That film offered speculatory evidence to a long-standing theory behind Bob Crane's murder in 1978. Said theory claimed that Crane's friend, John Henry Carpenter, was actually responsible for the murder after the pair had a personal falling out.
They suspected Carpy but didn't prosecute. Not a solid case, they said.
Carpenter also allegedly assisted Crane in videotaping the TV star's numerous sexual encounters. Carpenter was arrested in 1992 and ultimately acquitted in 1994. Yet there remain those who insist the man got away with murder.
DNA was a big factor, because if there would have been DNA on that car door of Bob Crane, I can guarantee that John Carpenter would have been found guilty.
Brian Jones.
I was raised by toothless bearded hags.
The Rolling Stones are a rock and roll institution, so much so that many fans forget the tragic death of a man often called the founder of the group. The guitarist and songwriter was found in his pool, drowned at the young age of 27 back in July 1969.
Just 3 weeks after he was sacked from the Rolling Stones, on the 2nd of July 1969, Brian Jones was found dead at the bottom of his swimming pool.
Yet there are many that claim Jones was murdered. One consistent theory was that Jones was murdered over a financial dispute with a local construction worker, Frank Thorogood. The 2005 biopic dramatization Stoned leaned into this theory, while the official statement at the time of Jones's demise remains death by misadventure.
And there's lots of rumors about Frank took umbrage because he owed him a lot of money. He only owed him $2,000, but there's no way that he had an argument with him owing him money.
Elizabeth Short, a.k.a. the Black Dahlia.
Ear-to-ear facial lacerations, disembowelment. You
keep this information to yourself.
Most of the people on this list were celebrities before their death, but it was Elizabeth Short's tragic demise that earned her celebrity status. Known today as the Black Dahlia, Elizabeth Short was an aspiring actress who was killed in Los Angeles in 1947. Her murder is remembered today for its shocking violence, with Short's nude body grotesquely posed, mutilated, and drained of blood. The surgical precision of her wounds intrigued law enforcement, yet the wealth of misinformation and tabloid titillation regarding the case impeded their investigations. There were also instances of police ineptitude, such as when a prime suspect, embalming assistant Leslie Dillon, was held against his will and not given the right to an attorney. The case remains unsolved.
She had been dead from 5 to 9 hours, according to the coroner's report.
That puts the murder sometime after midnight.
And the operation sometime after that.
Sonny Bono.
I intercepted a pass.
Yeah?
And I ran for 95 yards. 95 yards, Cher. What do you think of that?
A little bull goes a long way.
This prolific songwriter and musician didn't stop working after his personal and professional relationship with former wife Cher came to an end. Sonny Bono continued to write, record, and perform music, and even transitioned successfully into the world of politics. A successful bid for mayor of Palm Springs turned into a turn in the United States Congress, where Bono served in the House of Representatives.
I think it's time for people like me to become politicians. I think we need more people that are in the mainstream and less people that are in an ivory tower.
Bono tragically died in 1998 after hitting a tree while skiing, yet it was the behavior of his fourth wife, Mary, that raised eyebrows. Bono's widow, an eventual winner of his congressional seat, insisted that dependence upon prescription medication led to his death. This was not consistent with toxicology reports, which uncovered no evidence to support her opinion.
Investigators say there was no immediate evidence of drugs or alcohol. Meanwhile, family and friends will now have to push through their grief to prepare for Sonny's funeral.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Natalie Wood.
Why do you still see him?
Because he's a perfectly wonderful, thoughtful, uncreative guy.
The career of Natalie Wood took off at a very young age and continued to thrive in the years prior to her tragic death in 1981. The actress reportedly couldn't swim and was said to be terrified of the water. This makes her demise all the more confusing, since it took place during a yacht excursion with her husband, Robert Wagner, and friend Christopher Walken.
Before you know it, we're oblivious, and it's time we have to call somebody. She's gone.
Accusations were leveled at Wagner for years after Wood's death, with some pointing to the tumultuous nature of their marriage as a motive. Still, others want to know what, if anything, is being hidden by Walken, who officially maintained that it was a tragic accident.
Lieutenant Karina and Detective Hernandez are hoping new witnesses will come forward. Either someone who saw something, heard something, or was told something.
Which of these celebrity deaths do you think has the most unanswered questions? Share your own takes in the comments below.
Within minutes before emergency personnel could even get there, the 31-year-old star falling from his third-floor balcony, more than 40 feet to the ground. Liam died at the scene.